Bedford Wealth Advisors, aligned with Cambridge Investment Research, is a concierge financial services firm located in Boulder County, Colorado since 1982. Gary produces a market and economic brief quarterly. Market performance is tracked using a unique, under-the-numbers approach. We study 5 macro drivers: capital, demographics, technology, global markets, and ecology. Here is Gary's market and economic brief.
Good morning, Gary Bedford here. We're opening with a shot of the Calwood fire in northern Boulder County, which burned 8,000 acres over the weekend. However, it looks like it's under control. We've got some cooler weather. So this is the third quarter market commentary, October 19th, speaking to you from Boulder County. The U.S. economy and capital markets, which were still hit by the COVID-19 virus, continue to recover third quarter. You'll notice in the graph here that the S&P is now in positive territory, while the Dow and Morgan Stanley are negative still year to date, although not as steeply as they were first quarter. Bonds and real estate also recovered. You'll note real estate is still negative 12% year to date, but the Barclays aggregate and U.S. 3-month Treasury are all in positive territory. This on the backs, however, of massive government and U.S. government spending, deficit spending, stimulus spending, probably $4 trillion through the end of the third quarter, and probably another possible $1 to $2 trillion that could be added onto that. Unprecedented in history. Looking at the next chart, U.S. unemployment has also been recovering from its peak of around 15% unemployment in March, and is now about half that, down to about 8%. Through the end of September. We'll note that the history of pandemics, looking at the next slide, have actually shown that after 12 months or so, these major health events have very rarely had a major impact on global economic stock markets in particular. Including epidemics like the SARS virus in 2003, cholera in 2010, Ebola in 2014. So to conclude, this year we're seeing the major macro event that we look at as the ecology, the unexpected COVID-19 crisis. But on the technology side, we've seen speedy vaccine development, and industry has been immobilized, and particularly a reevaluation of supply chains in the United States, foreign supply chains, specifically China. On the demographic side, the economy and the political system were able to respond to protect hospitals. First responders have been and continue to be major heroes, and I think the major development here on an individual message is the importance of individual immune health, and we'll mention this in a minute coming up here. Global markets have been disrupted, but continue to be vibrant. We've seen major transformations, particularly in internet commerce, which is now thriving and continuing to transform, particularly retail markets. And finally, the fifth macro, capital macro, we're seeing, as we mentioned, massive political movements to create economic stimulus in the form of deficit spending. Again, $4 trillion this year, probably in total. And in our view, this is obviously a red flag for investors. So to conclude, we want to be sure and invite you. You'll be seeing some emails on this, but our final slide here, the 2020 Bedford Wealth and Health Fair, November 12th. It's a 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Keeping Your Brain Young by Dr. Mark Milstein. He's a wonderful speaker from La Jolla, California. And this video will be available, this presentation will be available for 30 days after the 12th of November. But Mark is going to speak particularly about slow aging of the mind in particular, the fact that we have control of our neurological health. He's going to give us 8 different points of ways that we can lower risk and lower the risk of dementia. And then finally, I wanted to mention I'm writing a book right now, Boomer Reckoning, Prosperity and Peril in the 21st Century. And it is going to be specifically talking about what I call wild globalization and the 5 great challenges facing boomers and their kids. I'm very excited about this. We'll have another email going out with a invitation to review a draft of the introduction. So I hope you're well and surviving this epidemic safely, and that your family is also well. Have a great quarter. We'll talk to you in January.